Today on Built to Last, the world is but a stage.
A stage can bring life to so many different things.
Building legacies.
They couldn't go to a bank and borrow $10,000 or $20,000. They had to save it all themselves.
And green means go. Put down that remote and pick up a hammer. It's time for Built to Last. Built to Last is brought to you by the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters Labor and Management Committee and the Boy Scouts of America Pathway to Adventure Council.
Welcome to Built to Last. I'm Monica Pedersen.
And I'm Mark Nilsson. We're here at the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters Apprentice and Training Center, where the hands that build America aren't just honing their craft, they're learning how important it is to give back to their communities.
It's the carpenter's generous spirit that takes center stage in our first story.
I'm Father Bill McFarland. I have been a pastor here at St. Anne's in Lansing for the past 8 years. The school is about 65 years old, and we have about 155 children in the school. They're our future, but I also give them ownership of the parish as being young men and women that tell them that, you know, this is yours. It's been absolutely a fantastic year with Mrs. Rojas as the new principal.
I was a teacher for the past 18 years, and this is my first year as a principal. And my passion has always been to let kids find the thing that makes them tick. We have kids that they excel in math or they excel in reading, but we also have children that excel in things like music and art. And one of those things I'd like to bring to St. Anne is more of those components, the fine arts. The school itself was built in 1950, but I understand the church has been here a lot longer, which that was part of the original church, the parish hall, and it's quite old. When I first saw it, I went, wow, we have a stage, but then further looking at it, it looks a little scary. You can tell it's very old. Of course, things with age, they become dilapidated after a few years. The stage was inoperable to students because we were worried about their safety.
The way this began was I am a parishioner at this parish, St. Anne Parish. I also have 2 children that attend the school. This situation here in my parish, I wanted to help our stage that wasn't being utilized the last couple of years because it had structural damage, and in the school budget, there just wasn't really enough to cover even a repair like that. Carpenter friends of mine at work suggested that I seek out other unions that, you know, union brothers and sisters out there.
They had called me and asked about coming out here and looking and patching the stage. We looked at it and I said, there's no way we could patch this. It was built back, I want to say, in the 50s or 60s. The wood dried out and started to crack. It would be so much easier just to tear it all down, build a new stage. We put a comprehensive schedule together with getting the material stage, getting the right guys here, getting the donations.
And this would be a great thing for our parish, our community, Lansing, and he took on the project for us.
I've been fixing things since I've been here, and the carpenters coming in and being involved and building us a new stage and helping to repair the stage is wonderful. We're all here very excited about that.
Oh wow, a stage can bring life to so many different things. I think if you give a child, you're going on stage, give a child a microphone, it makes them think, wow, I'm doing something very important here. The Carpenters Union really is a bunch of heroes to us, really. I mean, they are hardworking. I mean, that's taking time away, again, from their free time, from families, and just spending time just to relax, and they're actually coming to come and help us. So it's quite amazing and really, really nice that they're doing that for us.
A lot of projects come up and they need charity work. They usually come to the unions. I mean, that makes me feel real good. I can sleep peaceful after that.
You work 8 hours and then you come here, you give another 4 to 5 hours. You go home, you're tired, but you do feel good about yourself. It's an awesome feeling.
We're a union, we're a family, where we work, live, and play is our main priority. We're growing. We have a whole new generation that's coming in, and we have to make sure that we're delivering a message of what the union is about. It's giving back. And if we're not teaching these kids how to give, how do we expect them to really succeed in life?
It means that somebody cares about them. They see that the outside world is here to help them, that the people, that the carpenters, the unions are here to back them up, to help them to fulfill their dreams, because I know we'd have some actors in the school who would really love to perform, and this opens up a whole new world for them.
I think it'll show them that there's good people out there that are willing to help. You don't necessarily have to ask for it. There's just sometimes angels that are willing to help out, and things that are given to us need to be taken as a gift, and we need to be thankful for those gifts that are given.
It's good outreach to the community, let them know that we are here in the community, we are members of the community, and it's nice to give back every once in a while.
I actually asked the kids what they would do if we were to get a new stage, and some of them said, I'd like to have a talent show. We have a lot of talent here at St. Anne's, so I know they'd like to showcase some of that sometime.
Well, you have to remember, this is part of our community. This is where we live at, and this is where our children go to school at also.
This whole thing was started by one of our parents, and we're happy about that.
We need to support unions. Unions give back to the community.
And I'm so happy that the carpenters have come to show me and show the children and parents of this community that they care and that they take a lead in helping out the community.
My grandfather always believed in reaching back and offering a hand to those who are coming in the next generation, who are coming behind you.
You would have told me 5 years ago that we would have had close to 1,000 people on the street doing good things for the community. I'd have said, I don't know where we're going to get them from. This is all about changing stuff in the neighborhood where people don't have the wherewithal or the financial resources to do something.
A lot of times you're going to see somebody actually break down in tears.
The press doesn't cover this. This is something we do because it's the right thing to do.
IBEW Local 134. We give back to the communities where we live and to those who need it most.
Every boy needs a foundation he can stand on, to embrace opportunity, to overcome obstacles. Because this is the time to equip a boy with what he needs for where he's going. And where he's going is anywhere he wants.
Keeping restaurants and hotels up to date with the latest design trends is a constant challenge. Finding qualified contractors isn't at finishingchicago.com. We work with top designers and general contractors who use the latest painting, drywall finishing, and wall covering techniques in Chicagoland's premier hotels and restaurants. The hospitality industry relies on finishingchicago.com as its free resource to find quality finishing contractors. For a great finish, start with finishingchicago.com.
Working in the trades isn't just a job, it's a career. And sometimes it's a legacy.
I'm Kelly Powers-Berea, Director of Business Development for Powers & Sons, and a part of the third generation of the Powers family to work in the business.
Started with my grandfather, who is my namesake, and he was a pastor, Reverend Claude E. Powers, back in the 1920s, managed plantation properties for plantation owners. He then had a call into the ministry. He evolved and developed his carpentry skills and building skills and became a builder to supplement his income. And that inspired my father, who worked with him.
After serving in the Army, Maimon took the train north.
He was one of the first black carpenter apprentices in the city of Gary, in the state of Indiana, actually. And the only reason he got that opportunity is that there was a black contractor in Gary, Indiana, who was building homes. If that man, Andrew Means, had never done that for my grandfather, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you today.
He caught Mr. Means' attention one Friday evening as he was closing up the doors of the houses that he had worked in. And Mr. Means drove by in his Cadillac, and he asked him what he was doing. And he said, I'm locking up the houses so that the equipment stays secure. And he said, who told you to do that? My father's response was, nobody. I knew that if the equipment was gone on Monday, that we wouldn't be able to be productive. And Mr. Means was so impressed by that, he said, I'm going to pay you to do that from this point on. And my father surprised Mr. Means by telling him that, I don't want you to pay me. He said, I want something else. Let me come into your office and study blueprints. And that's how it started. In a few years, superintendent. And in a short period after that, he was vice president. And this all happened within the span of really less than 10 years.
Powers & Sons was founded in 1967 by my grandfather. We started as a home builder, and then in the 1970s we expanded to the commercial and industrial space in Indiana, and then moved over into Illinois in the 1980s.
My father accomplished what he did with the support and even pressure from my mother.
As I got older, I realized how significant that was. My mother's telling my father, you can quit your job and start your own business. And they had no bank financing. They couldn't go to a bank and borrow $10,000 or $20,000. They had to save it all themselves.
And one of the things that my father always taught us is you pay everyone else first. You pay your union, you pay your union benefits, and you pay yourself last. And that's the way he functioned.
We were always a union company and always maintained those relationships and understand the purpose of that too.
Standard of living that it can provide, the pensions and the health care, the benefits of stabilized family, and the career options.
We have millwrights, we have cabinet makers, we have power drivers. Our trade is very, very diverse. We even have underwater welders.
As I tell young men, you can take that skill anywhere in the world and you have that skill.
Then I will tell you that union labor delivers a quality product.
And the Powers family has leveraged that regard for quality into tremendous success.
And being a minority contractor, you know, the way they are, you know, they have to deal with a lot. You know, it's a lot of big boys out here they have to deal with. They still come and shake your hand and talk to you. That's a good thing.
We do work across all market sectors, higher education, K through 12, and we do a lot of work in the affordable housing space here.
Big boxes, the Walmarts, Menards, you know, we've done a lot of work with Walgreens, had a 30-year relationship with McDonald's.
We're most excited right now that in January, our team, the Lakeside Alliance, was selected to be the construction manager for the Obama Presidential Center. Powers & Sons is a part of that team with 4 other contractors.
It's going to be fun, it's going to be a great opportunity, and the things that are proposed for the library are just so very unique and innovative, very different than what you would expect to find in a library.
The economic development has created a lot of stimulation in a community.
My grandfather always believed in reaching back and offering a hand to those who are coming in the next generation, who are coming behind you.
I was working for another subcontractor, minority subcontractor, and Claude Powers saw me working there and saw what I could do, and he pulled me into the company. And ever since then, I mean, since 2000, I've been here.
There were people along the way that did things that motivated me, and so I thought that the least I can do is certainly provide opportunities for others, provide the challenges.
We have scholarships to high school level, college level, and they're to encourage African American communities primarily to take a look at the construction industry.
When we give someone the opportunity to enter into the trades, it's not just so that they can work on this building, but so that they can finish this building and then go to the next building and the next building and the next building, and then they can reach back and help people behind them to become apprentices and to enter the trades.
I always wanted to be a carpenter ever since I was a little kid, so, you know, I'm living my dream.
I feel like a part of a family.
Amongst African Americans, the median weekly earnings for full-time wage and salary workers in a union are higher than those for non-union workers.
Some people are scared. Some people are scared to go 10 feet.
Since I've been a carpenter, I've basically done nothing but work in high-rises in the downtown area.
When you need a concrete contractor for your commercial project, you can't waste time waiting through countless unproven contractors who don't specialize in the job type you need or service your area. ConcreteIL.com lets you browse Northern Illinois' top contractors to find the perfect fit for your exact needs. You can filter our vetted list of contractors by both job type and location, and even request proposals directly through the site. Thinking commercial concrete? Think ConcreteIL.com.
At Armstrong Ceiling and Wall Solutions, we take great pride in making a positive difference in the lives of people. With the broadest portfolio in the industry and the technical performance to back it up, you can design and install with confidence. Our ceiling construction expertise, training, and pre-engineered ceiling solutions make it easy for you to seamlessly transition from one end of the building to the other. Improve construction efficiencies and keep every job on time, on budget, and on the mark with Armstrong Ceiling and Wall Solutions. Faster, easier, better.
Welcome back to Built to Last. Chicago is a city rich with diverse neighborhoods, and members of the trades are working to enrich its historic communities with beautifully conceived and expertly crafted buildings.
Streeterville is built on the remnants of the Chicago fire.
In 1886, just 400 feet east of Michigan Avenue, George Streeter beached his boat on a sandbar. Streeter claimed the area as his own and began charging developers, who were rebuilding from the fire, to dump their waste.
So for a long time, it would have been known as kind of a junkyard. It became an industrial corridor. It had a lot of factories. It had train line, rail spurs that came through there. But then as it started to develop, you saw restaurants and bars, and people would visit it more for that use. And then eventually the residential followed, which is kind of interesting because that's not unlike what's happened in the West Loop.
What were once commercial and office properties are seeing new life as residences.
Families are staying in downtown Chicago. The kids are growing up here. It's a great place to grow up. It's a wonderful city.
But with limited space, coincidentally, a problem first solved for businessmen in Chicago by the first skyscrapers in the country.
Wasn't until Otis invented the safety device on the elevator in 1853 that it created a opportunity for people to get into a higher building up and down without having to climb stairs.
The 10-story masonry home insurance building, designed by William LeBaron Jenney, was the first skyscraper in Chicago.
The old masonry buildings, they would take up almost an entire city block because their foundations would have to be so wide in order to support, say, 10 floors of a building. So with the invention of steel, they're able to build on a very small footprint and go vertical rather than going horizontal.
As we built taller and taller, Chicago's skyline changed. And in 1968, Streeterville became home to the world's second tallest building, for a while.
From the time my grandfather got out of the Army, he started working construction, carpentry in the city.
The tradespeople working on high-rises, obviously it's going to be a special breed.
And then he raised my father and his two brothers. They're both carpenters. And then my father raised me, and my two brothers and one of my sisters are carpenters.
It's not everybody's cut out for. Some people are scared. Some people are scared to go 10 feet.
Since I've been a carpenter, I've basically done nothing but work in high-rises in the downtown area.
At the very beginning, once you start getting on some of the taller buildings, and you realize that you're doing things correct, it's going to support you. Your safety devices are there to protect you. You're not going to fall and hit the ground. Then you're able to concentrate on the work, and then it doesn't matter how high you go.
And it's these skilled carpenters that are breathing new life into Streeterville by constructing a spectacular new residential tower, One Bennett Park, designed by a world-renowned architect.
Robert A. Stern looked at it in a unique way. He came and he visited Streeterville, and there was a lot of development going on. There were a lot of glassy towers being built, and he talked to us about Streeterville as a neighborhood, and he said, you know what this neighborhood needs? A soul.
It is a beautiful looking building. I really like the looks of it.
It's exciting. It really is exciting because you're adding to the skyline of Chicago. Secondly, you're bringing value to the neighborhood.
This building is one of the top-end buildings in the area right now. Everybody's going to want to come here.
When you're designing a home for someone, a beautiful home, the quality of the finishes, absolutely critical.
Everything is custom designed by Robert A. Stern, and to execute at the level of detail that he is asking for, union labor was critical.
Chicago really serves as a model for the entire country of how private developers can work extremely well with unions to deliver the absolute best product at the best price.
And I think a big reason for that, as the vice president in charge of construction, are our building trades and our ability to be able to tap on a very skilled and trained and proud group of men and women who share the same values that we do for good quality, long-lasting product.
This is the best of the best. The guys that put the stuff together here are the most skilled in the city.
You don't want to cut corners. The companies that we're working for here at this project, they don't cut corners.
This is not just another office building or something. This is somewhere really special for people to live, and the guys all know it here. They know they're building something special.
It's built with pride, it's built with good craftsmanship, it's built with people that love what they're doing.
The union's taking care of us as people because we're out there the ones doing the work, risking our lives every day, and if you don't have somebody watching your back, it's a very dangerous industry.
The all-new SkillSaw heavy-duty worm drive table saw with stand. The world's only full-size table saw with worm drive gearing. Delivering unmatched durability, unwavering power, and unrivaled torque. So you get better results. Faster. Nothing compares to worm drive gearing. SkillSaw. Stay true.
No matter the challenge you're facing on your job site, rely on Ardex for a system of solutions. Leading the way in the tiling and flooring industry, Ardex has followed its vision to be the leader of specialty building materials for 40 years. When you require exceptional performance, when you need trusted solutions, Ardex is up for the challenge.
Meet the new family of Blaze laser measures from Bosch. Go ahead, turn it on and start measuring. It's that simple. The Blaze family offers a wide range of functions to tackle any measuring job. Extend your reach with accuracy up to a 1/16 of an inch. With Bluetooth-enabled devices, easily transfer measurements to your smartphone or tablet with free Bosch apps. Reach farther, work faster, and stay accurate with the Bosch Blaze family of laser measures. Measure on.
They bring order to our day and a bit of color to our drive, and some skilled electricians ensure they're always functioning properly.
We hop in our car every day to go to work, go to the store, or go about life. And one thing that we never take in consideration or think of is how traffic corners control the flow of traffic.
If you do not have a properly functioning traffic system, you have chaos, congestion, and potentially accidents.
IBEW Local 9 is a brotherhood of 2,400 linemen and linewomen maintaining over 4,000 intersections in the city of Chicago.
When you add in the collar counties, the IBEW maintains upwards of 10,000 traffic corners.
Being able to get in and out of a city of Chicago, I mean, if you did not have all the levels in place in order to do this work, you're never ever going to be able to get out of a city that's completely gridlocked with vehicles.
Members of Local 9 also work with IDOT.
Local 9 maintains that entire reversible lane system in the city of Chicago, keeping that open in the morning going inbound and closing it up and then opening it up for the outbound traffic to give that flexibility to 2 more lanes of traffic either coming in or going out based on the time of day and the need that they have for it.
Our bread and butter in Local 9 is traffic construction.
Local 9 is a relatively small but very diverse local that does all what is considered outdoor electrical work, everything that is outside the property line.
All the street lights that are installed are all Local 9 guys doing that work. All the traffic signal work, the upgrades to that, the LEDs, the battery backup, so when there's a storm rolling through, that signal continues to work even though power might be out in that neighborhood.
We are a highly skilled workforce, is what it comes down to. And as we become more technologically dependent, people need to have that higher education in order to do that. They have to be well prepared. But the number one thing truly is safety. You cannot do this work unless you have the skills in order to do it safely.
So Local 9 built a state-of-the-art training facility in University Park, Illinois, where the linemen and linewomen of the future can learn their craft in a safe and controlled environment.
We have upwards of 100 acres and have invested tens of millions into training.
So right behind us is our main training field. So we have a building in the center that houses all of our traffic signal control technology, and then 4 traffic signal corners and lighting around it.
Certainly we cannot go out in the public right of way. So what we do is we do the best that we can to simulate actual live training.
I want to switch over to the 3 section next to you and take a look at that. This is a second-year apprentice class. Which we teach in this class is traffic construction.
You know what these ones here are? This is actually their final test day. So they'll be testing today, and if they pass, they will move on to their 3rd year in the training center. Bree is up in the bucket. She's going to be checking voltages on our 5 section and our 3 section.
Up in the bucket, we were checking for an outage and making sure that all of our indications were coming up properly. After one day, you hear, hey, grab the 3 section, the 5 section, we're going to that A base over there, and like a different language.
There is so much opportunity to learn out here, so many different types of equipment that they've got out here for you to try out.
One of the most critical places for traffic to flow properly is around a railroad crossing. Well, the Local 9 Training Center is set up with a fully functioning crossing for apprentices to safely train.
There's plenty of technology out there, but if you don't have the skilled labor to install it and maintain it, it's only as good as the box it came out of.
The union makes sure that we're getting taken care of, especially that we're doing the work safe and efficiently, and that it's properly done.
We're going to come back over to green.
And then on the back end, it's also the union's taking care of us as people, because we're out there the ones doing the work, risking our lives every day, and if you don't have somebody watching your back, it's a very dangerous industry.
So that's why, you know, apprenticeship program like the one that we have here at Local 9 is absolutely key in making sure that its members are safe.
We have an apprenticeship program and a continuing education component with all of our classes.
And it's a work still in process. We're constantly tweaking our program to be the most current and up-to-date programs for our members.
The members go out and they sign up at a class here, or they will specifically monitor with the contractors, and when there's a need that arises, they go ahead and they actually build and schedule classes out here to just match that need.
It's a proud moment seeing it all and seeing these new apprentices come rolling in and seeing them leave and graduating.
This is everything I want to do. It makes me happy. I love coming to work every single day.
That's all for this episode of Built to Last. We'll see you next time.
And remember to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Monica, what did the traffic lights say to the car?
Oh, no.
Don't look. I'm changing. Red, yellow, green.
No, oh, no.
Go.